Thank you so much, sir. There were a lot of hopes, but even today, when you were making the opening statement, I felt a little pessimism about the prospects of a permanent peace in our region. I'm talking of US aggressive statements and the counter measures by Iran. So, whether Pakistan has lost the hopes that there cannot be a permanent peace or an agreement between the two countries, as UN Secretary General short while ago, he also said that from ceasefire it's a partial war that's going on there. What is exact reading or situation over there at Pakistan read it? Thank you, sir.
जी सप्लीमेंट्री के लिए दे रहे हैं
So, since this early morning escalation in the Strait of Hormuz, and despite the fact that Iran denied that it did not shoot down a US Apache helicopter, various Iranian military sites were attacked. So, since Pakistan is in touch with Iran and Washington, question is Pakistan taking any fresh initiative to de-escalate situation, any effort with Iran and Washington? And as Mr. Pacha said, then that may lead to revival of the diplomatic efforts leading to the peace accord. Thank you.
आपका एक सप्लीमेंट पे मैं आता हूँ जी
Thank you, sir. This is Muslim Abbasi from Arab News. Is there any plan in works to arrange a visit of Deputy Prime Minister Haqdar to Tehran or Iranian counterpart to Pakistan?
let me answer these three questions together. You mentioned about pessimism. I tend to agree that it's very difficult to have to be optimist in the given scenario now that we have an open exchange of hostilities. But I would refrain from calling ourselves to be pessimist or, as you said, lost hopes. I don't think that we have lost hopes. As I said earlier, we remain engaged, and we work with a degree of optimism, and such optimism is essentially required for a mediator or a facilitator. If a mediator and facilitator lose hope, or if he becomes pessimistic or despondent, then I think this does not augur well for the process. So Pakistan remain engaged. We understand the challenges. We understand how the diplomatic space has shrunk because of these hostilities. But I'll certainly say that we have not lost hopes, as you said. And the challenges of ceasefire, this cycle in an armed conflict where you have space for peace, space for dialogue, and then you have a cycle of hostilities. So this is expected in previous international conflicts. Such a situations do recur, where the peace ceasefire is interspersed with hostilities and attacks. Um, so we will continue to work with the positivity. I think our Prime Minister very eloquently stated Pakistan's policy in a statement this week, where he said that, a quote unquote, this violence is a stark reminder of the dangers associated with a tenuous ceasefire and unbearable consequences it may lead to, as we work earnestly and painstakingly together with our brothers and partners to find a peaceful diplomatic solution to the conflict. And especially when the final objective is just about to be achieved, we sincerely urge all sides to exercise restraint and give peace a little more chance. And the Prime Minister summarized it very well, that let us continue to remain on the path of peace and diplomacy. So Pakistan remains on the path of peace and diplomacy, and indeed we find the same spirit in our key partners. I mentioned about the telephone call of the foreign minister with the our deputy prime minister, foreign minister, with his Turkish counterpart late last night. These efforts continue. Our interior minister was in Tehran. He carried an important message of the prime minister and a letter as well. The deputy prime minister also remains engaged with his counterparts, as I said. Certainly, let's not draw curtains on Pakistan's mediation role, and let's not lose hope. Let's work with the spirit of positivity, and indeed, this is what is guiding Pakistan's approach to this conflict. And finally, as regards the visit of the or any exchange of visits from Iran or Pakistan, I do not have any specific information right now, but I certainly do not rule out such visits in the future. Thank you.